Primarily, we're going to be talking about this guy, Light Yagami. Yeah, and the thing about Light is that at first, when he first gets this death note, right, he writes a name and people that have a heart attack, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
He starts from a stoic position. Like, he starts killing off, like, people that have gone away with murder, people that are in prisons, things like that. So he mainly focuses on evil people, perceived evil people. However, as Anderson was saying, as things progressed, then he started to fall in love with this power that he had. He wanted to keep it. He didn't want to get caught. And then ultimately, it led him down a path where he was just killing anybody that would get in his way. Ultimately showing us, right, where sin can land you, right? He got something that he was potentially using it for good in a way, but then ultimately, because he wanted to hold on to that power, or he became desensitized, right, to sin, then he continued down a darker path. And our first example for today, right, what we're going to be talking about is Samson.
My boy Samson.
Samson, bro, is like the dumbest character in the Bible, I
Samson
think.
is a simp.
You could consider him that. I would say so.
Samson was a simp. Let's be honest, man.
Yeah.
This dude loved chasing after girls, and that ended up being his downfall, and that's actually what turns him away from women. So, quick sidebar: missionary dating somebody who is not a Christian to try and convert them to be a Christian. Samson is a good example of how that does not work.
Yes, and we're gonna talk a little bit about our boy Samson and what happens in his story. Like, because a lot of people remember, even when you're growing up, if you saw the story, you probably remembered more of, like, his physical strength, his long hair, and ultimately, like, ending up blind and, God stepping away from him and him, like, killing a bunch of Philistines. But in between that, there is this lustful relationship that he has with women.
Yeah, because it's not just one. It's actually multiple women he chases after.
Yes, there's multiple ones, and
Samson was for the streets.
he was the thought of the Bible.
The thought.
the thought.
There you go,
Thought. Yeah, I'm not in with the lingo. But, his first encounter, as I was looking up, for this podcast, I haven't read the story in a little bit, guys. But anyways, his first encounter is with one woman. I forget. Let me see her name here. It's Timnah. Right, that was the first one
I even forgot that.
Yeah, that was the first one that he meets, right? And he was getting ready to marry her, and he wasn't supposed to marry her because she wasn't of his people, right? Like, that was forbidden, so he was going against his parents, right? Just because,
against his culture, dude.
Yeah, against his culture,
and also the Judaism of the time. You weren't not supposed to intermix with other people.
Yep. So he just wanted, he wanted what he wanted. He wanted that girl. And that ultimately landed him into a bunch of conflict.
Yeah, homeboy was forever fighting with people.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, what is it? He tells a riddle, and then ultimately she, like, gets the riddle from him. She tells her people, and then...
No, that's Delilah.
No. That's her. That's
Timnah?
Yeah,
really?
That's Timnah. Yeah, yep. Believe me. And he calls her like a fat cow at a point because she betrayed him. She tells the Philistines.
Seems like your mic went a little lower from what I missed saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm hitting like the yellows.
Oh, here, I'll bring it up a bit. Let me know if that's any better.
I'll bring that down a little bit.
Yeah, there
you go.
So that's his first one, right? There's this woman that he wasn't supposed to be with, but he liked her, so he's like, I'm going to do whatever I want. And then we see another instance where the Bible says that he met this woman in a far land and she was a prostitute. That's all we hear.
Yeah.
So you can infer that he probably went to meet with her to do the thing.
Listen,
to do
prostitution
the dirty.
Was a real thing back then.
Yep.
We don't condone it.
And meanwhile, all this time he's supposed to be a judge from the Lord. Like, remember that. Okay.
That, and he was a Nazirite too.
Yeah.
So he wasn't supposed to touch any dead carcasses. He wasn't supposed to drink alcohol. He was supposed to live above reproach. He was actually kind of like a really cheap foreshadowing of Jesus, if you think about it.
Yes.
Jesus was a Nazarite too.
Yeah, so
Actually, wait, was he?
he was supposed to be like a leader for his people.
Yeah, that's more of what it
ultimately.
should be.
Yeah. And obviously he just like
Completely messed it up.
yeah.
Although it was
completely.
kind of cool how he killed all those Philistines with the donkey's jaw.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
pretty
I mean, he was definitely like the Hulk, right? The Hulk.
I mean,
The
that's
slutty Hulk of the
geez,
Bible.
Yeah,
The thing is, like, all of these, these downfalls didn't start with like just one single decision, and that's what I wanna drive home today. It's like, look, it starts like, let's say, if you're struggling with pornography or something, like it starts with you looking at like one picture, and then it leads to like another
Bro,
picture.
it starts with you scrolling on Instagram or on Twitter. If you are, I am getting to the point where I don't think a Christian should have Twitter. I got back onto X and I had to delete
Twitter, no man, I could never get into like Twitter. So I'm
I
good,
kind of
bro.
started liking it again, bro, and it was like, okay, no, I can't.
Yeah, just get into Twitch. I hear Twitch is fun these days.
That's a separate topic for another day. We gotta cover. That's a different topic. Although, how many video gamers do we got that actually watch us? If you're a video gamer, type in something. Tell us your favorite game, what you play on the live or even on the rewatch. If you're watching this, let us know in the comments what's one of your favorite video games, and if maybe we should even start implementing some video game stuff too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
trying
down.
to play some games.
Dude, I'm down.
Bueno, we'll see. We'll have you play, and then I'll just make fun of you while you lose.
Oh, geez.
But what were we saying? Yeah, that it's a slippery slope and starts with like one thing. Let's say you're scrolling,
Yep.
maybe you click on one picture, maybe you click on two, and then you
Yep.
start thinking, well, I'm already this far, might as well continue
Yep.
and continue, and then ultimately like you're falling sin to the point where you're not even seeing straight anymore. Like you're not thinking straight. And I think that's how, I mean, it's not, I think that's how sin gets you. That's how the devil gets you. That's how he got Eve. Right, he tempted her with the eyes, and then he started like picking at her brain
Oh, yeah,
until
for sure.
she just, I ate it. I might as well get my boy Adam to eat it.
Yeah, it's always like that. You never decide to do the worst of the worst. You just slowly start to compromise bit by bit, and it's in every single thing we watch. Right? You have so many Christians who are in Hollywood or in the music industry, and they just slowly start to compromise. That's why the word talks about us being a light on the hill, that we shouldn't cover our light, all these different things, just to say the simple fact that we need to be constant living examples of Christ.